Namaste, Namaha, Te. I bow with reverence to all of you and your gods in you. Today, I welcome you all to this concluding part of 3 sessions which we have conducted on the topic of how to be cheerful throughout your day. We started 2 weeks ago. The first session was in which I have shared that live in your eyes. We live at the junction of our spinal cord and the brain. The point is called amygdala. We live there. It is just a distance of 2 inches from this point to this point. Live in your eyes. And how do we live in our eyes? We simply focus on the upper eyelid first. Then we focus on the lower eyelid. Then we focus on the outer edges of the eyes. Then we focus on the inner edge of the eyes. And once we focus at all these points, a smile breaks on our face. Then we focus on these two muscles. And when we focus on these two muscles, our happiness is started, initiated. We have initiated happiness. Whatever we are thinking, we have stopped that toxic stream and we are now initiating the happiness. That was in the first week. You can watch that video to get the more details. Second week, we said that burn this distraction which comes to your mind into bliss. What is bliss? Bliss is internal happiness. What is internal happiness? It is Anandmay Kosh. And this internal happiness is 10 to 16 times more intense than the external happiness. The details are in the second video, burn into bliss. Any distracting thought? Consider that distracting thought to a matchstick. Put the entire thought and connect it to the matchstick. Take the matchstick deep inside. And so reach the Anandmay Kosh, and there the distraction burns and the happiness is now established. Our face radiates warmth and joy, and the distracting thought is neutralized. The energy of distracting thought is converted into bliss. So that was the second. But these two things, if we continue to doing, they don't stay for a longer duration. Our memory, the past memory and the future planning, they somehow hijack the amygdala and pull us back from our eyes. To stop this kind of a thing, we need to get into the third part of our meditation, or the third part of this practice. The third part is radiate compassion. How do we radiate compassion? It is a very simple thing. It is so simple that once I share with you, you will say, why all this did not occur to me? It is so simple. So let us start. And this third part, which is, I say, radiate compassion, is the expansion part of the entire thing. So the first part was when we said live in your eyes, that was initiation. When I said burn into bliss, that was establishing. And now we are expanding the experience to the entire day. How do we do that? You see, there are two occasions when the urge to share is maximum. One is when we know something new. All gossip or knowledge or writings, books, everything is an expression of this basic human desire to share knowledge. And second is to share your happiness. When we are happy, we cannot contain that energy inside of us. We need to share it with others. That is a human basic nature. So we ride on this human nature and burn into and radiate compassion. Now, the urge is there. We have seen that our mind is full of bliss. Anandmay Kosh has been identified. So now what we do is we simply start looking at our surroundings. Now we have to be the thing we need to be we need to emphasize, or the thing we need to take into notice is that we have to be compassionate. How do we do that? When we look around the entire room, there are two kind of things that we encounter. One is the non-living things, and second is the living things. We go out, again there is something non-living, there is something living. Now let us consider the non-living part of it. Let us consider the room where we are sitting, the closest part. Our laptop or phone is on a table or in our lap, and in the room we can see various things scattered, and things are kept. There are places where we have kept. This is a place for my books, this is the place for my the clothes, this is an almirah, this is a bed, these are the slippers lying down on the floor, there's a carpet. In this entire thing, if we have to be compassionate to this, we got to follow two rules. One is that whatever we set in our room should be very symmetrical. What is on the left should be on the right. What is on top should be on bottom. If there are two flower pots, both should be equidistant from the center line. And second is right angles. Everything should be on right angles. If there are three books lying, the biggest book should be the lowermost, then the second one, then the third one, and all on right angles onto the room, onto the table. The table also set absolutely with the walls, again on right angles. Converting the entire room into symmetry and right angles will take no effort from us. It will just take 15 minutes. If clothes are there, we fold them, put them in a very neat stack inside the almirah. If slippers are lying on floor, we put them next to the bed in a very neat fashion. If there are utensils of the last night's dinner or something lying out there, we take them and put them in the sink for the washing. When we do all these things in the house, we are compassionate to the non-living world. That is why when we go to a place which is a beautiful park, we feel happy, because it resonates with the compassion in us. It is a absolutely compassionate feeling of ours which we see manifested outside. So right angles and symmetry. This is the first point of being compassionate to the non-living world. Now let us come to the living world, living people. We encounter four kind of people in our lives at all times. The first is our family members, blood relations, parents, children, and absolutely very, very close blood relations of ours. Second is our friends, good friends, acquaintances, 2, 3 grading of friends. Second is our friends. Third is strangers. Neither friend nor good nor bad. They are just strangers. They are just, you are on a road, 200 people are passing by. They all are there. They come in a view of vision. That is the third part. And the fourth part is those who have given us a hurt. Someone said something nasty about us. Someone harmed us. Someone posted something bad about someone whom we love. So that is the fourth kind of people we encounter. The entire humanity around us gets divided into these four categories also. So let us consider, we can be compassionate to our relatives, the first blood relations. We can be compassionate towards friends. We can be compassionate towards public. But how do we become compassionate to those who've given us a hurt? That is the point to be understood. Let us examine and hurt. Someone can give us a hurt in the last half an hour also. It could be hurt of last 5 years. It could be hurt of our childhood. It could be hurt of our previous birth also. All these hurts are accumulated inside of us, and these are the ones which are preventing us from becoming compassionate. So let us we start from where we are, as we started from the room. Let us start from where we are. Sorry. So those people who given us hurt, let us pick up a person who wrote something nasty about someone whom we like. We close our eyes and imagine that person to be sitting in front of us. We can do that. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the person, nothing wrong with the post. We imagine him to be sitting next to us, just in front of us. And then we realize that this person is also just like me, seeking happiness in his life. Second thing we realize five things. The first thing we realize is, just like me, he is also seeking happiness. The second thing is, just like me, he is also avoiding pain. The third thing is, just like me, he has also experienced sadness, delusion, defeat. And just like me, he is also engaged in a struggle to fulfill his needs. And finally, just like me, he is also learning about life. Just like me. When we do these five thoughts, keeping the person who has given us hurt the most in last 24 hours, his hurt will become irrelevant and insignificant. Our compassion towards him will flower. Realize this, internalize this, and we can continue to do this throughout the day. Let us, whenever we feel anger, delusion, jealousy rising in us, let us label that as a hurt and let us identify who has given us the hurt. And then we call him, make him sit next to us, and do these five steps with him. I repeat, just like me, he is also seeking happiness. Second, just like me, he is also avoiding suffering. Third, just like me, he has also experienced sadness, delusion, despair, just like me. And fourthly, just like me, he is also struggling to fulfill his needs. And finally, just like me, he is also learning about life. We do this process on him and we are full of compassion. Thus, to be compassionate to others is the final step of being cheerful. And another way of being compassionate is express gratitude. Thank you. You've done a wonderful job. Smile. These are secondary expressions and manifestations of the compassion in you. Compassion is one of the immeasurable. It is so huge in us that it is one of the immeasurables of humanity. In my out here, love, joy, compassion, and equanimity are four immeasurables. Compassion is one of them. That compassion is clouded, and if we do this process of living in the eyes, burn into bliss and radiate compassion. We look at a person, we radiate compassion from our eyes. Directly look at someone, and if someone approaches us, the first question that should pop up in our mind is, how can I help you? And say that with a smile. Say it to strangers also. Children are, you are driving your car and children are in a school bus. They used to go, I don't know, they will start going in another, say, 3 4 months. Just wave at them. Look at the smile that will come on that face. That smile will radiate with your compassion inside. You will be more cheerful. So this is what I had to share on this third edition and the third concluding part. I thank you all for being present here and listening to this thing. I just want to share one more thing. On this YouTube channel of mine, I'm going to expand my offerings. That is which part? That is the part of sharing of knowledge. Whatever I've learned, I will share with you. So this expansion will happen in 3 buckets. The first bucket would be of meditation. Meditate with Rohit Bhardwaj. There are already 40 plus videos on my YouTube channel. You can pick up any one of them and listen to it for half an hour. You will find a new insight in them. The second offering would be the incorrigible optimist speaks. I call myself incorrigible optimist. You cannot take out optimism out of me. Everything is good, everything is fine. It is only that the lay karta has not yet put his awareness on them. Things will improve. They are meant to improve. They are happening. The second wave is also gone. They say third wave is coming. When it comes, it will also go. Things will improve. Things will improve. We will be more better prepared for that. And the third offering would be Sanatan Dharam Basics. These Sanatan Dharam Basics would be short videos of say 10 to 12 minutes. Similarly, the Incorrigible Optimist Speaks would also be nano videos of very small duration, say 5 to 6 minutes. And the meditation ones would be longer ones. They would be only on a Sunday or a Saturday as we decide, but the other ones would be throughout the week. Every day something or else would come up. So please subscribe to this channel and, as they say, press on the bell icon so that you come to know whenever a video is uploaded. Thank you very much for watching this series of three-part meditation session. We meet again next week, next Sunday, 8 a.m. for another set of insights to bring cheerfulness in life. Thank you very much. Namaste. Namahate. I bow with reverence to all of you, you and your gods in you. Namaste.